me of your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? I know about them.
Ellen, now, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times. Have you been to his parties?
I don't have any real personal beef with Diddy, but it's got to go down. The bits are there. I'm a gold miner. I just found some gold.
Joe Rogan just dropped a comment that lit a fire under the conversation. And this time, he's pointing straight at the silence surrounding Ellen DeGeneres. With the Diddy situation flooding headlines and timelines, people keep circling the same question. How is nobody connecting the dots that keep resurfacing? Because Ellen's name keeps showing up in this discussion, and a lot of people are pretending they don't notice. When Diddy faced serious federal charges, the public did what it always does.
All right, we're back with Sean Diddy Combs. Is it Diddy today? Because sometimes you're Puffy and sometimes you're Diddy. Or sometimes you're Daddy. What are you today?
I'm so confused today with it, as long as you say it in a nice way.
Because when you really sit with it, the silence feels loud and it sparks one question. Is this just bad timing? Or is it the kind of subject nobody wants to touch? And here, where things get stranger. Remember when Ellen's show ended after the toxic workplace scandal? That wasn't a small headline. It reshaped how people viewed her, and later she and Portia relocated to the UK, with Ellen publicly linking that choice to politics. But many viewers didn't see it as a lifestyle shift.
Be a new thing? Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late, because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know.
The show ran a bit longer, and then ended with Ellen saying it simply wasn't challenging anymore. But many people read it differently, like the trust had broken and never fully recovered. So now let's get to what Joe Rogan actually said about Ellen during the Diddy conversation on his podcast. Rogan said it was strange how for years so many celebrities openly joked about Diddy's parties like it was a badge of honor.
I have heard this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show, and then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were.
He brought up people like Ashton Kutcher and others who spoke about those parties like a flex. Then he pointed out something obvious. One of the biggest places those party conversations played out publicly was Ellen's show. Rogan's point was simple. How did so many celebrities orbit those parties for years, joke about them openly, laugh about them, and say they saw nothing, while the current allegations paint a completely different picture?
I guess Diddy just kept people at his houses because he's got multiple houses, and he's just had freak out part. Look at him. Look at Saucy said down. Go, Saucy.
Yeah. No, Saucy's crazy. Have you seen Saucy twerk?
So let's break down why this matters, and why Rogan finds it suspicious that Ellen's name barely appears in mainstream framing. First, Ellen hosted Diddy multiple times, and the party talk became a running joke. Then people started digging up older clips too, like that 2002 Conan O'Brien moment where Diddy jokes about needing locks on doors at his parties. Back then it played as shock humor. But watching it now, it doesn't feel like a joke anymore.
Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about.
Once those clips resurfaced, the question shifted to, what did Ellen know, if anything, and why hasn't she said a word? People even dug up that 2016 tweet where Ellen jokingly nicknamed Diddy Cuddle McNuggle stuff. Then there were clips of her being asked questions and refusing to engage. Some viewers read her body language as uncomfortable. Others say anyone would look that way when ambushed. Either way, it added fuel to the fire.
Right. Just, you know, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah.
you know.
Rogan's point stays straightforward. If you were close enough to host him multiple times, joke about party culture on national television, and react like you know what that implies, people will expect you to address it when the conversation turns serious.
I do feel like you may not do that. You're neat, though, right? I would imagine your closet is color coordinated. Everything is hung in a certain,
yes.
Right? So you're neat. It's just that you're not the person that puts it back. All right.
And the silence from Ellen and several other names is what Rogan finds suspicious at the perception level. But there's another layer that complicates everything. Remember the workplace scandal? Former staff described a culture where people felt afraid to speak up. Many commenters compare that dynamic, fear, power, silence, to how they imagine other celebrity circles operate when influence is involved.
Diddy party, but there's a camera that swings around and they go, hey, yo, oh, Odell Beckham, and you see Justin Bieber's head come up from his crotch, and he looks in the camera and he's very confused. It's a really disturbing video.
At that time, Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in his parties. And he was throwing a party, and he said, yo, Playboy, this party's $1.5 million. I said, for what? I mean, what are you saying? It costs $1.5 million to throw this party. I said, Puff, I love it. The party's amazing. Yes, the mayor is here and everything. I said, but that's too much. What? I said, you come to my place in LA, I'll throw you a party for $400. That will rival this party. And he got a little mad. He was like, yo, no, I'm known for this shit. Don't.
Later, when workplace allegations about Ellen's show surfaced, former staff described toxic behavior and an environment they felt was abusive. That's why people call it hypocrisy. Not because it proves a crime, but because the contrast is striking. One moment it's about protecting women, the next it's claims of dysfunction behind the scenes. Zooming out, there were reports that Ellen and Portia sold their Montecito home and moved to rural England, publicly tying the move to politics.
Leads me to the perfect thing, because I would like you to clear something up. There's a lot of talk going on with Chris Brown being at your place in Miami, and you arranging Chris and Rihanna getting back together.
And it's my house. And I'm allowed to give my house whoever I want to give my house
Sure.
to. That's number one. Number two is that I'm the type of person that I don't cast a stone or cast a judgment on anybody. And so if a friend or friends ask me for a favor, then I'm going to be there for
What people focused on wasn't the joke, but the tone. How she talked about ego, exposure, and how hate sounds louder than praise. She said people either idolize you or despise you, and the negative voices feel louder. Many listeners didn't hear accountability. They heard deflection, like someone still processing fallout instead of owning it. Then another viral moment pushed things further.
All right, well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last. I decided to take up gardening. I got chickens. Let me see what else I can tell you about that. It's been going on. Oh, yeah, I got kicked out of show.
One person said Ellen knew and escaped to England while Diddy faces federal charges. Others said Rogan is voicing what everyone thinks and questioned why some names get dragged while others receive softer treatment. Then there are body language clips with people calling Ellen's silence guilty looking. Again, that's perception, not proof. But perception fuels comment wars.